online racing. That's just joining with LCR Apex.
Alright, you're Hello there, lads. Right here.
So,
Cool.
see interaction online racing. Basically, it's going to be short, like 50% race, same rules as usual, like any other race. Just see. Let's get straight into it. Actually, some changes from China. Last one we actually had.
Oh.
Last one, TOR Pepsi. It's currently the worst TOR boys. Pepsi currently have 5 points with
Yep. Pepsi had a finished second in China, but ESRMAs, I believe, who won the race, was given a penalty. So the win went to Pepsi, and that put him in enough points to put him tied, leading the championship. So really, the eyes are going to be on both Flecker and Pepsi. Although, given how early it is in the season, it's still anybody's game, really. Isn't it?
Yeah, anyone's game at this point. So third round in, and it's time. As Sims is actually 2 points. Both TOR boys, and then a little Kushmania on 18 points. She only finished second. And that was the only finishing team, which was the So, hopefully, it's going to be a good race.
Yep. Bahrain's also a track that's very well known for excessive tire. Interesting to see what tires people go on. Jigglypuff saying a 130.610, I believe. That is the first time out on the board. I want to say that is the case. It's a good time. Understock 130.560, Scarf 130.075. That'll go down. I believe pole time will be looking at about 128 if you're feeling lucky.
Yeah. I've seen these guys pace around Bahrain before. It seems like they can do 128s. So, by 128s at least.
Absolutely, yep. 129 from Mansell. Leopard's just coming through the final corner as well. What a surprise, it goes quickly with 128. There we go. So Leopard's already putting down the benchmark in his absolute favourite car, the Force India. All he ever tells me is how much he loves this car, so it's good that he's getting good results on it.
Yep. And when we're watching Andy Stark, he looks like he's on a lap as well. I'm just gonna jump down here. It's pretty smooth. He's on a soft tyre, so he seems like he's maybe pushing for the one stop. Maybe not two stop, but I think
See, so oh yeah, well, so F1 2017 obviously with the new regulation changes and everything like that, all the tyres are now a bit tougher, so most races you'll see a one stop, but Bahrain's kind of one of those exceptions where the tyre wear is so high you have to try and push the alternate strategies. Either Van der Star wants to do a one stop or he wants to match his tyres with his car. Probably the one stop, or maybe he's just gauging his tyres, as I think that's Smith started on the side of the road. I think he was just stopping like Van der Star.
who else is gonna? I'll tell you what it says is coming. Maybe Stracho. Looks like he's coming out. Doing a lap.
Scott W, nope, that's a lift through turn 10. A lot of people seem to be coming into the pits right now.
Looks like Stracho is setting a lap, maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going for a lap, maybe.
Yes, definitely. I can see how he's flicking through the gears. Yeah, that's a really nice tight line through turn 8. Doesn't even go anywhere near the curb. A lot of race curves here in Bahrain. If there's side-by-side racing, then everybody's got to be watching out for those curves 24/7. Stracho's got a good run through there as well. He got a good lap.
What lap time do you predict? You think he's gonna get?
I'd be very surprised if it wasn't below. I'd be very surprised if it was above 130. If it was above 130, I'd be very surprised. So maybe a 29, 28. But I mean, 28s are looking pretty tough right now.
Yeah. So it's going to be like a low 29 at least. So he comes down the full corner now.
He has gone a couple seconds slower than Leopard in Sector 2. And a second slower than Leopard in Sector 1, so actually, he does go third. It was, it was invalidated.
Oh.
All that build up, and it was a lap that wasn't even. What else we got? Leopard is just pulling it in. What's happening? Rimrose.
Yes, Mace is going to prepare for his lap in. His lap, he just came out on Supers. Scott is on Supers. Jigglypuff just.
I'm stuck in the pits. Mansel's just come out.
Jigglypuff just came out for a set of softs.
Ooh. I'm noticing a lot of people here are doing some cheeky installation laps. Maybe it's either installation laps or they're botching up and giving a bit of a couple corner cuts, but it seems to be a bit more sensible. We haven't seen TOR Pepsi come out yet. Leopard's shown his cards. But Pepsi tends to like to stay in the garage a little bit longer, so don't be surprised to see him come out and try to sneak in right at the end. I know Pepsi likes this track. As soon as his game came out, he was saying a lot of car times around here. In every single situation, he's prepared for the wets, so expect him to be very strong around here.
Yeah. And we're not going to predict any conditions because it's a desert, so of course it'll be dry. Maybe the track temperatures might change a bit. It might not so push that very hardest. We're going to be watching his
Nope.
His lap around the front.
Bit of a cheeky lock up there, but it shouldn't affect him too much.
DRS pretty early. It's pretty early.
Stratcher's done. He's ready. Did he set a time?
I think he did. I think he set a time. You go check that. Anyway. We're going on.
Stratcher set a 130.260.
Alright. He seems like.
Bit of that car in perfectly. Whoa, bit of a steer. You corrected that fine though. This is definitely ESR Maze pushing right here. And I think he's just lifted off. Car ahead, kind of botched his line through those S's, so.
I'll take him whenever you go over those curves, you lose it and you validate that. So,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's very. The middle section on this track is a very easy part to get wrong. The whole track, there's always things to gain time from. The second section is probably the toughest, especially with turn 9 and 10 as Ron Mansell has just gone through and kind of struggled getting around.
BRT's probably
Although
setting a lap.
I just did it perfectly.
BRT Ruts is setting a lap.
Pepsi is out on track, and he's out on track on softs. There's not enough time to set a super soft, so that is absolutely due to strategy call from current championship leader, the current LCR champion.
He's currently got 15 he should have quite close though to start setting his up. Setting that lap, he's setting his lap. Scott.
Van der Stark is still in the pits. He won't be able to come out and set another lap, so he has indeed set his lap on softs. Stratcher's of course retired. Everybody else is out trying to set a lap. Very least trying to race the clock and get back to the start finish.
Sorry, cut you off there. Alright.
No problem.
Scars is a lot of people are setting the laps now.
BRT Rudsters is just coming into the end of Sector 2, absolutely storming up the hill. He actually looks really strong. ESR Maze is done.
Alright. We're watching TOR Pepsi. Yeah. Drive Championship leader. Going through something now. About to start his lap at 20 seconds already. That DRS is out.
BRT Rudsters has a very strong lap indeed. What's it going to be? Jordan Gibbs goes the fastest. BRT Ruds goes a 128.9 and he is done as well. It's not faster than Leopard though. The game told me it was the fastest, but it's not faster than Leopard.
Who else is pretty close to the line? We've got Scarth coming around the final corner now. Position, do you think he's going to be? I predict he's going to be around P5. So, where is the finish?
Yeah, no, sensible.
Very interesting. Who else is going to... Oh, we've got Jigglypuff, Ossiform. Across the line, where is he going to get? Sorry about that. So it's a wide problems.
TOR Leopard with a 128.317, that could be very good for pole. However, Pepsi is absolutely coming up the hill for finishing sector 2. Get Troll is done. Extra Mansell is done, but Pepsi's coming down the final, penultimate straight, down the back straight. Just coming up to the final corner. I've just been watching about the second half of this lap, and it's a very strong showing from the driver. They're all drivers, but very strong showing from the triple champion.
P5.
Fifth, I believe that was. P5.
That's a pretty good position, even if he's on the softs. That is still a pretty decent position, because he can just...
Yes, actually, that was a very, very good lap from Pepsi, and he knew it as well. That would have been, if that was on super softs, that would have absolutely been pole. So there's your classification.
So here we have the great order now. We've got first TOR Leopard, Sims in second, Jordan in third, VRT Rudses in fourth, TOR Pepsi in fifth, VRL Ringrose in sixth, Scarth in seventh, eighth in Vanny Stark, eighth is Vanny Stark, ninth is XRL Mansell, and 10th is TOR Smith.
Good lineup. Where was Leopard?
Where
else was Leopard? Around the top. P5. Ooh, okay. So there we go. A lot of strategies there. So the ones to watch an eye out for would probably be Pepsi. He's in a good position because of his ultimate strategy. He's really mixed up with the field. That was an excellent lap as well. So it'd be interesting to see if you could do a one-stop or a two-stop.
Yeah. But TOR Leopard could also pull away from the pack, and he could possibly win the race if he pulls from the pack early. Which,
absolutely.
He seems he's got the pace there. But it seems like
Leopard is quick, but since moving to the wheel and having no traction control and ABS, he's actually struggled with his starts very considerably. So he may be vulnerable off the start, but he's definitely got race pace. He's a very, very fast driver.
Yeah, and it seems like it was one of the other drivers. I can't remember his name. Rudsters, he's one of the reserve drivers, and he's P4. And I feel like he can get a podium, maybe. He can get up there, at least. He can get at the top, maybe, at least around there. We're going on to the formation lap now. We're going to be going and spectating TOR Leopard. I don't know where LCR Apex went.
So it's a front row lockout for Force India. They've got both P1 and P2 on lockdown. That's puts them in a really good position for the constructors, considering they finished 1-2 in Australia, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And
yeah.
We got spectating TOR Leopard, and he seems like he's got a little bit of control. He's like through that ridiculous double left-hander. I call it the death corner. Because you can either you lock up easily or you drop down to gear 2 by accident.
Yeah.
But TOR Leopard seems like he struggles through the exit of that. Because you can tell by his rear end, it just goes everywhere.
Be very interesting to see if anybody tries to move in that corner, I believe.
So it seems like we've got a Renault 7. Is that a 7? No, 7.8.
7.8. Renault 7.8. Yep.
And,
so how many teams have both their drivers? Sauber's both their drivers, Toro Rosso's both, Haas is both, Ferrari. I believe the only teams that are by themselves are Red Bull, Mercedes, and McLaren. So this is going to be very interesting for the Constructors' Championship, I can tell you that.
Yes. Now we're all going to be lining up for the end of the formation lap and going to the start of the race. Here we go. Now, if Charlie Whiting can start his lights, thank you very much.
Got TOR Smith, here he comes.
Is he just coming?
Always the show off. He's just coming in, goes through a couple of cars.
Alright.
Here we go then.
Here we go. We're coming to 5 red lights for the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go. Seems like both of the Force Indians are going to be in. Breeze is enough. TOR
Leopard's had an incident. Oh.
Leopard's gone.
Left is absolutely gone. I'm not sure what happened there. He might have had a collision with Pepsi, but he is absolutely down the order. He is going to have a recovery drive. Sims takes the lead. And there's a Ferrari. That's Pepsi coming right now out on turn 3.
Yeah, Pepsi's going to be going side by side with one of the reserve drivers. I think that's Rusters.
Pepsi is side by side with Rusters. Yes, in fact, yeah. Just flipping through, but they're absolutely side by side through the S's. He's got him. He's got the position. Pepsi up to P2.
Beautiful.
Rusters looks at the inside, but there's no move taken. That was absolutely beautiful start. P5 taking advantage of Leopard. And that was game on. Pepsi on the alternate strategy, already up to P2.
Seems like we got TOR. Oh, that's one of the TOR Rossos going back out there. Oh,
that's one of the TOR Rossos absolutely gone.
That's another TOR Rosso absolutely gone. He's got a completely damaged. Who is that? Is that us? Is that
ESR amazed. He will not be happy with that.
Yeah. It was Sims.
Yep, his front wing is completely gone. That will require a pit stop.
Sims already pulled a decent
So he
gap.
is on the mediums now. That is interesting because well, I mean, he would have probably liked to have taken it as far as possible and maybe tried to one stop onto the supers, but now it becomes interesting how it gets for him. So you keep commentating, I'll keep an eye on him and see what happens with him.
Yeah. Sims, of course, sets the fastest lap. His first lap, of course. Oh, it seems like one of the Haas drivers, Rusters, is going to be making a move on the inside team with the Red Bull and the Ferrari in the background as well. They'll be going side by side. Oh, Rusters made a move, and it's going to be going into P2. He'll be going back to Ringrose, and he's also making a move on Jordan. So the reserve drivers showing pretty decent pace. Oh, Jordan goes down to dive bomb him, the Red Bull, and he's made a move. Oh, what a dive bomb from Jordan there. As we're going through the end of Sector 1 from lap 2. And Jordan is... We've got
a lot of pit stops. Van der Stark and Renault is pitted, Jigglypuff and of course ESR Amaze have all pitted. Van der Stark has gone for the mediums, as has Jigglypuff. However, ESR Amaze has gone... it's difficult to tell from this angle, but I believe he is also probably on mediums, I would guess. Yep. No, he's on the softs, okay.
Okay. So they've got very interesting
ESR Amaze flat out in last from the softs, but he'll be able to pick up speed on the cars ahead of him who are stuck on the mediums, and they're not very good on this track, so this will be very interesting.
Yes. Oh, one of the Ferraris went out wide. I'm pretty sure that was Jordan. Yep, he went out wide on it. Oh, he can't just keep the... Jordan cannot keep this car in control. He's just lost it twice in one corner. He went wide and he just completely just lost it, but he caught it. That was pretty good. No, well, I have to say that's a pretty decent save, excuse me. Seems like Rusters has pulled a gap on Pepsi. Rusters on super softs, so I'll give some leniency on Pepsi. It seems like he's having his top. It was a Haas in the background there. I just saw just going side by side with Force India. That was XRL Mansell. I'm pretty sure he just made a move on TOR Leopard. Well, Leopard's trying to make a move on Mansell.
See, I've been watching Leopard down the main straight, and he is looking really antsy. He really wants to be past Mansell, but he was too far back on the main straight. So he is just trying to fight. He's currently in the points. Right behind him is Scarth, and he's actually gone down the inside of turn 8. Oh, and it's contact!
All his contact?
Sorry, Mansell, he's just basically touched, and yeah, basically a half spin. He didn't lose any more positions through it, thankfully.
Oh, he's
that could be a bit of a controversial, and actually Mansell's touched him a little bit through there. Scarth is right behind him. It could be 3
wide going to
turn 13.
Oh, Van der Stark's trying to make a move in the middle.
Scarth goes on the inside, but it might be a bit too greedy. I think left him a bit too much room, but Mansell the inside.
Oh,
and Scarth's on the inside as well. Leopard's just lost one position. He's all over the place this race. This is not looking good for German wonderkid, currently tied first in the championship. It looks like he's losing that position as things stand. However, 26 laps to go, plenty of time left. Sims sets fast lap.
Currently at the moment, Sims is in the lead of the championship, as if he keeps this win, he will either way take the lead of the championship. TOR Split 1 after the Bahrain Grand Prix if he wins.
And actually, it's 3 wide. Mansell, Scarf, and Leopard. Leopard's on the extreme inside. He can get 2 positions at once here, but there's not enough room for him with Scarf in the way, and Mansell actually bounces off him a little bit. But Leopard gets 1 position at the very least. He's back into points. It's currently it's a 3-way battle, and we've got.
Seems like the Sauber's going to be making a move.
Right behind them. No, I think Mansell's got the switch back on him.
Side by side to the S's. Oh, there was a collision there as we're going through the S's. And seems like Ed Trolled is still trying to defend that move.
Leopard's gone on the inside of Scarf as well. They're going side by side through the death corner, although Scarf just has the position right now, but it could be tricky, especially with the DRS, that advantage that Leopard will have right now. He's obviously going to be very antsy looking for that position back, but I'm not sure if he's going to get enough straight to do it in. Yes, he will. He's going to try. He looks. He didn't bother. He did look.
Yeah. You can see. Oh, he's gone side by side through.
Mansell's gone wide.
He's coming around the outside.
Mansell's gone very wide.
That was a very clean move from Leopard there, excuse me. And he's now in P9. Seems like
Mansell's completely fallen off the radar. He went a little bit wide right at the end of the DRS straight. Very nice and sensible at the front. Everybody's 1 by 1. Jordan Gibbs kind of looking at the Red Bull, maybe thinking of a move, but nothing quite yet. Quite content to follow. Smith is currently following Scott, but he probably won't want to be following him considering the couple of instances they've had with a couple of races. Leopard keeps his position against Scarf.
Who else is so we've got Ruds.
Smith is right behind Scott W.
Hepsi's made a move on Ruds, and he's now in P2. He's now currently pulling a gap. We'll go see the gap times and see if Pepsi is catching up to Sims, because it seems like he's quite consistent with those soft tyres he's got in his car.
Mansell's been having a bit of a mare right now. I'm not sure if he's had any damage to his car. He's all the way down in 14th. The only car that's behind him right now is Amazed.
Let's see. Oh, what happened here? He's just completely gone. He hasn't got a puncture.
Pepsi is losing time to Sims ahead. However, the ultimate strategy could be his saving grace. So, if I was Pepsi, I wouldn't be worried about it at all. And knowing Pepsi, he won't be worrying about it.
Seems like Sims pulling out 4 tenths or 6 tenths around there per lap. So, Pepsi's not too worried about that.
Sims looking very good on this track. Yep.
Oh, Mansell is.
So it was a tricky start for Leopard. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mansell's kind of. Is he completely gone? I'm not sure. I'm getting on my screen. It's Mansell has a super soft tire on his rears and soft tires on his fronts. I'm not sure what's happening there. But he's definitely not having a good time. Either way.
Let me go check. Oh, he's got full on softs for me. So, I don't know what's going on there. So, Mace is behind.
So we're kind of at a standstill right now. Everybody's kind of settling down a little bit, getting a bit more sensible.
Getting more consistency. Relaxing. I'm pretty sure he just got to wait for it.
So actually that brings me on to penalties. We do have a couple of penalties right now. TOR Smith gained a 3-second corner cutting penalty on the first lap. Jordan Gibbs on the 4th lap gained another 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. And that's the only penalty so far. However, plenty of warnings given out. Jigglypuff might be looking for another penalty if he gets another warning soon. Otherwise everybody else is in there first. So it's not really that messy, but definitely in regards to Smith, he's going to be watching his gap to the car behind and trying to make it as big as possible. However, how is he going to do that when Leopard's right behind him, trying to move outside the final corner?
He's going to be going down the inside. Does he have enough? Does he now have enough straight side speed to get around him?
Let's try squeezing him.
they're still going side by
King
side.
bongs him off the track.
And he's got the move nice and clean. That was a clean move by Leopard there. All he's the Sailor's trying to make a switchback, but it doesn't work. He's actually
Doesn't work, he loses a bit of traction out of the corner, it looked like. 15 love to Leopard then.
Pepsi's now 6 seconds, so it seems like he's trying to save his tyres. It seems he's flat out pushing out his tyres.
So during the excitement between Leopard and Smith, I noticed some cars were pitting. Jordan Gibbs, VRL Ringrose have both pitted, and they've gone onto softs. I think they started on supers, so we should see some of the cars up ahead on supers pitting, which means that Pepsi could very soon be taking the lead of the race.
Yes. It may be next lap or maybe this lap, because super softs don't really last that much around this track. It only lasts for about 8 laps. No. Until it just goes
The
off.
front lefts will be absolutely on fire for pretty much all the cars out there right now.
Well, especially the rears, they'll mostly go off as well. No, he's not coming in to the pits, so we've still got some time to wait until what strategy calls.
Rusters just comes in, maybe trying to get the undercut, taking advantage of that.
He's now currently, what tyres?
TOR Smith pits as well, so does Scarf.
He's going into soft. TOR Leopard is going into P5, and he's on super, so he'll be pitting a bit later. But did he pit, or is he just stayed out?
Leopard has not pitted yet.
Okay, so he's going to be pitting around lap. Probably this lap or next lap, around there.
So right now, out of all the drivers we have in pit, 2 of them are on super softs, and that's Leopard and Sims, both the Force Indians, in fact, so both aiming the same lap, and there's the good chance that they might actually accidentally double stack. Mansell hasn't pit yet, and he's on super softs, but he's way down the order. And Pepsi, Stracho, and Scott W, all on softs, still yet to pit.
Yeah. It seems like the top 6 have, no, excuse me, at all, so Get Trolled is currently on the medium, so he could be gaining a lot of positions and call it P6 with this strategy.
Yep. And Sims comes into the... No! Ooh! He thought about it. He figured, should I come in? He said no. I think that means that Leopard will come in. If he hesitated and decided, no, I can do another lap, I reckon Leopard will try to take advantage. Right. He'd say, I told yourself that Leopard is in.
You go check what tyres he on. I'm going to see if there's anyone else coming in. Get Trolls, he's not coming into the pits. VRT Rusters is not coming into the pits.
Leopard goes on the softs. That means he's doing a 2-stop.
Yep. Indeed. Now I'm pretty sure mediums run about 15 laps or... I'm pretty sure. Because, like...
He will be eyeing that up.
At this pace at the moment, he seems like he's trying to conserve his tyres and push them until, like... Yeah, you can see those consistent lap times. In his lap times, he's been averaging around 33 4s and 34s around there.
What I find interesting is that both tail ends of the XRL Mansell is on his very first set of super softs. He's kind of had a bit of a disastrous race. As he kind of half spins, get a bit too much traction out of that corner. Mansell's been having a bit of a poor race. He's still on his very first set of super softs regardless though, so both him and Sims are still running on very, very warm tires indeed. Sims still goes out. He does not pit this lap.
Okay. What about Scott? He's on...
ESR Mace is retired.
Oh, he's retired. Oh! He's left the session.
And he's left immediately. What happened
Scott's
to him?
in the pits as well. I don't know what happened. What happened?
Check the race director. Nothing. It doesn't say anything to do with exceeding track limits, corner cutting, nothing.
There's been a lot of warnings.
I think Amazed was done.
Yeah, I think he was just ran out of luck and just completely retired the car. Russ is setting the fastest lap. Okay. Yeah. It's gonna be quite interesting.
So Rusters is running high right now. Actually, who's hit in Rusters is actually the first person. So for Rusters, Sims being out for so long will help him. he will be gaining time on the leader right now.
Yeah. And speaking about Rusters, he's going to be trying to make a move or get troll as he's on the mediums. Or he's looking for a move that is he going to go down the inside? Or he's going down the inside. He's tapped him a bit, I believe. And they're still going to be going side by side. Yeah, I saw that ghost. And Ruz will be making that unfortunate move on who was this? Excuse me, Stracho. Well, no, Stracho. He's going to be making a move on the inside. He's always cut the corner a little bit. He's going to be going side by side through the right hander, and he's going to be making that move pretty cleanly. But I'll have to say that was a pretty decent dive bomb.
He was lucky he got ghosted, I will say that much.
Yeah. Oh, Scott's made a move on Leopard. Wow. Well, he's on a fresh, it seems, and Leopard's going to make a he's in P9. Leopard's pulls back a bit on Scott.
Leopard is gonna absolutely want to be taking Scott right now.
Yeah, he's going to be taking...
Scott is moving very rapidly down the straight. That is probably one too many moves from Scott there. That's not going to be very... Probably a lot of profanities happening in that helmet of Leopard right now. And Scott is right at the inside. He's really not letting that position go. But Leopard, unfortunately, the faster of the two drivers. But Scott is still there. He's still there.
He still wants to make that move. Seems like Stracho is pitted, and he's going on a fresh set of supers. Okay. So he's doing what we got super mediums. Possibly. Ringrose is still...
Sims has pitted.
Yep.
Only on the mediums, and Pepsi is taking the lead in the race. Current gap is 17 seconds, which means that pretty much Pepsi is about 3 seconds behind Sims right now, I'd say, in the grand scheme of things. But if Sims is doing a 2-stop, which he might not be doing now, he might be seeing if he can get those mediums as far as possible. But if he's doing a 2-stop...
Oh, Stracho's going down the inside. Oh, Pepsi's pitting. Stracho's trying to make a move on the inside for P6 on his, so you should be making those moves pretty quickly. You probably get him down the straight.
Pepsi's pitted onto...
Is he on medium?
Pepsi's pitted onto soft. He has abandoned his 1-stop. He's abandoned his 1-stop. He's going for a 2-stop, so that becomes a straight race between him and Sims. However, Rudsters, with, as I said, the undercut absolutely worked to perfection. He's currently in second. He's just behind, he's not that far behind Sims either, so he will actually absolutely be driving hammer and tong in that car.
Sorry to cut you off.
Fuel isn't on yellow either, so I imagine he's on red.
Sorry to cut you off, but Ringrose is going to be going side by side through turn 4, I believe, and it seems like he goes to, they're still going to be going side by side. Stracho around the outside, beautiful move from Mercedes there. He should be catching up to Jordan pretty quickly, as he's on a fresh set of supers.
Jordan's in fact catching up to get trolled, so in fact we could have another barrel on hand to get trolled sandwiched right between the Ferraris, and he's gone a little bit too wide through that death corner, as ImDethBro himself has stated. It's easy to go wide and just lose positions. In fact, he is going to be under pressure from Stracho as well, so that is not good news for him.
Yeah. Well, speaking about Stracho, he's going to be going around the outside. He's made it. Clean move. He made it on the lap. Stracho's pace is pretty quick right now.
He will be looking at that Ferrari and thinking, I'll have a bit of that, thank you very much. And he might even be having a bit of it because Jordan is currently on yellow fuel, which means that at some point, whether it be now or lap 28, he's got to stick it in lean and save some fuel. So, Stracho's in a very good position. He could get a podium.
Yes, and he set the fastest lap of 31.7. Jordan's might need to change his pants probably after that fastest lap, as what's going to happen. Stracho's caught up to him so quickly, and he's already behind him now. He could probably be making a move soon or now. Oh, speaking about that, he tries to make a move down the inside. Oh, they both tapped. The Ferrari's gone. He's on the I don't know, but he's made the move. Stracho tapped Jordan, and do you think Stracho got a warning for that, for colliding with him? What will be a penalty?
He might do. Let's have a look. Ringrose does have a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, however there is no other penalties right now.
Okay. So see, XRL Mansell, unfortunately, his luck is well ran out as he's keep joining and leaving.
So I'm currently watching VOT Rusters. He is actually gaining steps. He not by much, just by 700s that last lap, but he's either catching up or keeping pace.
Three-man battle. All the Sauber gets rolled, and TOR Leopard is right behind them. VRL Rimrose and gets rolled are going side by side through the final corner. He's made the move. TOR Leopard is just witnessing this good, decent battle. And Getroll's going to be going side by side with him. TOR Leopard could gain an advantage. He could be through wide. Here we go. He's got slipstream. DRS. Can he make the move? Can he go through wide? Yes, he can. No, he's
Ringrose is still defending from Leopard. It shows who Ringrose thinks the threat is because he's just defending from Leopard, but Getroll is kind of hung out to dry there. He's been absolutely mugged off, and Leopard has a bit of a corner cut there, but I don't think it really gave him that much time, so unfortunately, Getroll was the big loser in that.
Yeah, and Getroll has been having some bad luck over these couple of laps, so hopefully he can turn around, see what we can do. And we've got TOR Pepsi.
Leopard is right behind Ringrose.
Oh, TOR
He's
Pepsi.
very, very hungry. Right on his arse. He's probably going to look for a move in turn 9 and 10. Leopard's he's qualified on pole position, had an absolute mare of a start, but he's absolutely trying back. This was every pocket going to this race, and now he's around the outside. Bit of a risky move, but Ringrose is, wow, he's been defending from Leopard ever since the main straight. So, whoa, Ringrose is gone though, Leopard's gone through.
Yep. And just behind before, Scott was made a move on Get Trolled. So Get Trolled is losing his pace on the mediums as it's on lap 14.
Yeah. So you'll start to see now that Bahrain, with how tough Bahrain is on the tyres, you either have the choice of trying to really stick it out on the long and running ones, or do what Scott's doing. Scott is actually on a really good strategy right now, where he's thinking, the tyres wear quickly, I'm going to have to pit multiple times, I'm just going to go as fast as possible. I want to say he's the only person on the track right now on Super Softs. A quick check tells me that Stratch is also on Super Softs. TOR Smith has somehow ended up on the wets.
Pepsi.
Where does he think he's driving? No, Smith.
Pepsi,
Smith is on the wets, down in 13th.
Pepsi's going to try to make a move on Rudsters. He's right behind him, he's clean right behind him. And Pepsi is going to be having some pretty decent pace, it seems like. And, well, it just shows how quick compared to Rudsters, Pepsi is compared to Rudsters on the softs. And now he's going to be flipping that DRS. Can he make any moves? No, he's just going to be patient. Waiting for the straight.
Through there. I'm not sure it's too confident through there.
Yeah.
The easier option would be the main straight.
Yeah. Sometimes.
So the thing is, Rusters, as I said, was catching Sims. He's still catching Sims, but Pepsi's catching Rusters. That means Pepsi's going faster than everybody on the track right now. Sims catches up to Smith, who is for some reason on the 4 wets. What is happening with his race?
I don't even know what's happening to him. Well, Pepsi's going to be making the move. They're going to be going side by side. Can he make the move? He's got DRS. He should be able to make the move. Yes, he can. He makes the move pretty clean on the straight. His slipstream's pretty decent around here, so he should be able to get the move pretty easily.
Pepsi knew he was going quicker than him, so that's why he was like, well, I know I'm going quicker, so I'll just wait for the straight. I'll wait until I lose as little time as possible. Because the more time he spends battling with Rusters, the more time he loses to Smith. So save time on the straight, get your DRS. Gives him a boost ultimately in the end.
Yeah, Get Trolled now as a P9. That is so unfortunate. Jigglypuff is seems like he's pulling from Vanderstark, or Vanderstark P12. Okay, never mind. That is a huge gap. I thought that was Vanderstark behind him. And seems like TOR Smith is finally on the right tyres.
Did somebody tell him that LCR was on Sunday, not today?
Yeah. He's not.
Great pace by Pepsi as well, because he is absolutely gaining on Sims. The gap right now is 2.2 seconds. He's going to want to bring that down by 1.2 seconds, getting the DRS.
Sims is seems like he's made the wrong strategy call on those tyres. Because I've played with the mediums, they're quite slow around Bahrain, and compared with the softs, it's just a pretty big gap difference. I'm very sure it's about 7
Oh,
tenths.
absolutely. In the previous game, the softs was actually able to run as long as the mediums, so you had pretty much no reason to go on the mediums. So it's a tantalizing option. If you think you can do a one-stop, that's your best shot, but you're going to lose a lot of pace from it. So it's tricky, very tricky.
Yeah. Get Trolled now comes into the pits from his mediums, and he's going to be dropping another P10. Jigglypuff is going to be getting him as well.
So
Skull
here's a
now
question: what
being-
happened to Pepsi? He's currently shown as being in P2. My timing screen is glitching. Ignore me.
See, yeah, Pepsi is catching up to him really slowly, but seems like if he can manage that gap,
Troll
he
pits
will
onto
be
a set of
able
softs.
to probably go into a fresh set of supers and finish out the race on them.
We're reaching the point now where people are making their final pit stops. Get Troll just went onto a set of softs. One stop, by the way, because he started on the mediums, so he will actually probably be going to the end on those. 12 laps is not that big of an ask on those tires. In fact, 13 even, so that's not that big of an ask. Not even get a lap.
TOR Leopard is catching up to Jordan Gibbs pretty quickly. It looks like he's catching up 2 tenths per sector. Oh yeah, that's a pretty quickly. He's catching up pretty quickly.
You can see the difference in line from Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs had just a tiny bit of oversteer to that corner. Leopard car was absolutely glued to the floor. Things like that will cost you, especially with a fast driver like Leopard behind you. That is just more fuel for the fire for the young
He's got DRS. He's now in the under the 1 second zone, so he's going to be flipping that DRS. And he's going to be slowly catching up to him. Strato is just 2 seconds in front, I believe, or a second in front, around there. He's in P4.
Just 2 seconds.
Rudsters, yeah, just 2 seconds. Rudsters is seems like he just wants to manage P3, or he can push on. It looks like he's lost it a bit there, but he's controlled the car. He controlled it, excuse me, and yeah, he's
TOR Pepsi, the gap to Sims in first place, 1.9 seconds. He is getting closer. He's absolutely edging out Sims. This is interesting. However, one would have to call into question it again, but when? Because Sims is a one stop, and it looks like he is because, well, he made these super softs last so long. I think he was the last person to pit off the super softs onto the mediums. In fact, he pitted on lap 11. So he's been on those tires for really not all that long at all. So he's probably going to do a one stop. So Pepsi might. He went for an alternate strategy, but he kind of been the alternate strategy because he thought, right, I'll do a two stop instead. But I think it's just kind of swapped around. Sims is doing the one stop, Pepsi's doing the two stop. In fact, Rusters pits.
Rusters is pit, okay. And same with Stracho and Jordan over there, and same with TOR Pepsi in the background now, I'm pretty sure. I just saw them just pit in. And yep, they're all pitting in, and pretty sure all of them are going to be on supers now.
That's
As
Ferrari is Jordan currently pitting.
Rusters is on the safe strategy, going on to the soft, same with Stracho, and Jordan is doing the same thing. So, TOR Leopard, excuse me. And,
Nice voice crack. Leopard all the way up to P3, yeah, so. It's an impressive drive from Leopard, but absolutely not the drive you'll want to have. He'll be absolutely gutted with it. Get Trolled actually out of nowhere. Gets a good lap, 31.7. I don't think that's fastest. I think somebody's already set 130 something, but.
I
something
think the
Trolled.
fastest was a 0.7, but that's a pretty close lap to the fastest, so. Pretty sure it's
Yeah,
the fastest.
well. That's fine. Leopard, yeah, so Leopard's all the way up to third. Fair play from him, but if he has to pit again, then he might be way down. Scott is making those super stops last. He still hasn't pitted yet from those, so that is actually going to be a really good strategy for him in the end. I imagine he's probably going to go right onto another set of super stops as well.
And if Sims does not do if he doesn't pick for the mediums, and TOR Pepsi goes for the super softs, we may see a battle at the end of the race. By Sims' pace, it's quite poor in my perspective, quite poor, because TOR Pepsi is now 1.6 seconds. So he is slowly catching up to him. but I'm pretty sure.
So, running on board with Pepsi, if you look in the main camera, you can actually get a little bit of information from the steering wheel, and its steering wheel on the top right of it is actually flashing the word pit.
Yeah.
So Pepsi, the boys on the Walmart Pepsi should probably be pitting at some point, but we'll see. Sims also has the same light on his. That would be the time I find out that everybody has a light on their wheel. But either way, we're expecting Pepsi to pit. He should be pitting soon.
Yes.
He's pushing right now. I don't think he should be pushing. He should probably be saving his fuel. Just because then if he does go on super softs and Sims does not, then he can stay on rich. Especially since it's such a fuel hungry track. But steering wheel doesn't tell me what kind of fuel he's on, so he can just.
Speaking, Jigglypuff is having a battle with Ringrose, I believe. No, he's just second away, under a second away, and he's with flipping that DRS. Can he catch up to Ringrose? He's on the medium, so Ringrose is on the soft, so I don't believe he won't be able to catch up to him unless he has some pretty decent consistency on that. Is he on the controller? I think he's on the wheel.
Who are we looking at? Ringrose.
No, Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff, I will look through the next corner and keep going. He's definitely on auto gears though, he's up shift since usually to be on manual, so that means he's going to lose straight line speed. From the looks of it, he is on the wheel. And in fact, speaking of Jigglypuff, he comes in the pits.
He comes in the pits, okay. So, seems
yep,
like...
from the medium, so those will go on to the super softs.
So it seems like Pepsi's... By the looking of his tyres, they look pretty worn, so it should be around 50%. Well, you can tell by his tyres, it looks pretty worn at the moment. So you should be coming in at least this lap or next lap.
Trolled is getting trolled by the runner behind him, Scarth 91, right up his arse.
Yeah. Scarth is, I haven't seen him since they started the race. I don't know what happened.
No.
It's just him just doing the race.
Scarth's teammate Van der Stark's pits, but I think he's just pitting for glory now. He says 14th, but Mansell's not red driving anymore, so he'd really 13th. But I think he's for glory now. Not really a good day for the Renault lot.
And,
I'm surprised Smith is running so well considering the whole wet tyre fiasco.
Yeah. And, it seems like, TOR Leopard is in. And, he's going to be currently in the pits. Hold on, give me a second. I need to make it.
Scarth is looking right behind Trolled. He keeps eyeing up to move up the inside, so he's probably going to try on the main straight. I'll keep an eye on it.
TOR Leopard is on the supers, so he's going to be pushing on this lap. He's going to be coming out in P5, so he has jumped, I believe, Jordan into Ringrose. So that will come into play. And
so get Trolled and Scarth on the main straight. Scarth will have DRS. He doesn't have the tyre advantage, no, he doesn't have the tyre advantage. Trolled is on softs. In fact, Scarth hasn't even bothered with the move right now, so nothing really to report.
We got Jordan Gibbs and Ringrose is going to be having a battle. Ringrose is getting pretty close to Jordan's wee wing. And can that Red Bull overtake the Ferrari? Can we just you know? Yup, he's got to flip that DRS. I don't know what I'm saying right now, but forget that. He's gonna be really close to Jordan. He's ridiculously close. You saw his front wing pretty close to that rear wing of the Ferrari. And I think Ringrose is going to be making the move.
By the looks of it,
right.
By the looks of it, Scarth is managing his fuel. It looks like Jigglypuff's trying to do the same, but he's still doing a fast lap, so he could be getting a fight for that final points position.
Yes, TOR Leopard is quite close to Stracho. He's called up pretty quickly.
Pepsi just comes out the pits.
Pepsi came out. He's probably on supers as well.
Pepsi came out of the pits. He's on supers right behind Rudsters. So this will be about for seconds. if he is doing his one stop, and it's probably too late now to even consider pitting Pepsi, so it's not worth pitting. Sim is going to have to try to stick to this strategy right now, but looking like a battle for second between Rusters and Pepsi.
It looks like a battle for, oh, Leopard's going down the inside. That was pretty much a dive bomb, but he was quite lucky. None of them got damage. Oh, Stratcho's making a mistake. Leopard's coming slightly cutting the corner, but he's not going to be making the move. And he's got DRS now. Look what we got behind. We got Jordan Gibbs defending off Ringrose there, and it's going to be on spectate Leopard because it seems like their battling is not, well, they're not prepared to battle yet. And,
Leopard is absolutely right behind Stratcho. He's all over his gearbox. He wants to be past him.
Yes,
in Leopard's mind, he is past him. He's just trying to make it official.
Yeah, he wants to get it down that straight with that decent slipstream of the 2017 cars. Oh, he's coming around the outside, ghosting.
What an odd decision.
It was a very unusual decision. Now he's going to be flipping
Leopard
that
might
DRS.
be embracing the fact that Stratcho is a bit ghosty, so he can just kind of be a bit more...
Oh, defense! He's
with
got
damage!
He's got damage! I'm pretty sure he's got damage. I think I just saw damage.
Leopard decides, enough of this, I'm going to dive bomb. Absolutely ABS's his tyres up. Looking at his front wing.
It looks like...
Oh, no, I wouldn't say he's got any damage.
Okay, I thought he got damage.
I think Stratcho ghosted, but it caught Leopard out. He went onto the grass. Screw this, I'm going to dive bomb. Locked up his tyres, but the dive bomb was a bit too mighty, so... Stratcho, whoa.
Oh, he's going to be trying to make the move on the first DRS zone. He's going to be flipping that DRS. Can he make the move? Oh, he's going down the inside. He's going to be making the move on Rudsters. He's on the supers. They're going to go side by side.
Side by side.
He's going to be making a move. Oh, it looks like he's been tapped. Or he's all over the curb. And Rudsters is all over the curb.
Riding on board with Rudsters, it looks absolutely clean.
Yeah.
Absolutely clean as a whistle. Riding on board with Rudsters, there was absolutely no contact. Pepsi just kind of clipped in front of him, but there was nothing like... you could fit like 3 children in there. There was no way you were going to get any contacts there whatsoever. So Pepsi nice and clean. He might be under slight pressure from the DRS zone, but he should be through for second place.
Yeah. He's not going to be catching up to Sims because he is 23. Wow, that was a massive gap difference because I just saw it was 25. Excuse me, my mic ran out. Right? Tell you what, oh yes, he is catching up really quickly. He seems like he's catching up 3 seconds per lap, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to be enough unless he starts pushing all the way to the limits. I'm pretty sure he's trying to do right.
Pepsi's going to be praying in that cockpit that Sims gets a bit too distracted with how pink his car is. Crashes into a wall. Pepsi is currently just under 23 seconds behind, 22.929 to be exact. There are 5 laps to go, well 4.5 including this lap. That is a tall order for even the best driver in the world. So, unless Sims isn't even low on fuel, so all Sims has to do is keep on drift to the end.
Yeah, Jordan Gibbs is quite low on fuels. His fuel's quite optimal right now.
Leopard's caught right back up to Stratcho.
Now he's trying to save his fuel now.
Coming up to the final
Leopard is
corner again.
behind Stratcho once again, and he seems like he wants to make that move so bad since what happened to TOR Pepsi setting the fastest lap, and
130.8, and Leopard is he going to go on the inside earlier, and Stratcho covers him off as normal. Leopard's back on the outside. Stratcho's got to leave that room because he's already made his move.
Oh, I see what he's doing. Can he keep that position around the outside? Oh, no he can't. He's almost completely just turned around there, but he's caught it. I'll have to say that's
there's a lot of instances in this battle. It's a good battle, it's decent saves, but there's a lot of instances where like they're just getting too close to each other, close enough so that Stratcho actually ends up ghosting. So Stratcho is actually in ghost mode right now, for whatever reason. But the unfortunate matter of it is you kind of see certain instances where they would touch, otherwise don't. Leopard at the inside, that's nice and clean. Again, slight ghost, but it's fine. It's still clean racing.
was pretty clean.
Stracher tried making a move, but Leopard actually let Stracher through just at the right time, so he's actually got DRS.
Yeah, Leopard probably in his cockpit is probably about to throw his wheel at him in a second. Because how much defending Stracher's gonna do. Oh, now the inside, he's absolutely fed up with that move. He absolutely fed up with Stracher. He has made the move, and he's finally happy. Now, can he push up to Rodsters, which is actually kind of it's 8 seconds around there, and in about 4 laps time, now 3 laps. So I'm not sure if he's going to do that.
You can talk about your curveballs about Leopard, but that was an absolute bloody ace of a move because he took it in a corner that nobody would expect to move in, and that's the beauty of it. But Stracher always spun move because they actually contact, and he spun Leopard.
And Leopard is absolutely fuming in that cockpit at the moment.
I'll be looking at that later. I'm going to be sent so many angry messages because I'm the head of the steward board, and that is probably going to be looked at. That was... Oh, so that tells me that Stracher is not ghosting. That is just a side effect of the spectator mode. Stracher was not ghosted because he absolutely spun Pepsi around there. Not Pepsi, Leopard around there. He didn't wait, so this will be... that'll be something that Leopard will absolutely want to look at, and if that is a penalty, which I actually need to look through the penalties, if that's a penalty, then Leopard could be getting that position back. But now we've got Gibbs in the middle, and we know that Leopard's faster than Stracher, so game on.
Pepsi is now 18 seconds up to Sims, but I don't think he will catch up to him in time. Or Pepsi could get some luck and Sims has like some poor pace, or he gets held up, or he just loses a lot amount of time. So
on the plus side, Leopard had Stracher actually has a 3-second time penalty. So if Leopard stays behind close enough, he will actually get the position. But the trouble is, Jordan Gibbs is there now. He's now lost the position to Jordan Gibbs. So Leopard, what he would want to do is get past Gibbs. However, he won't do that, and he'll actually want to get past both of them. But he's got 2 laps to try and make that move done. Will he do it? We'll see. Leopard's gone from dead last to 3rd at one point, so we'll see.
And if he can make the straight on the 2nd straight and doesn't make the move, Rainbow's
the fastest lap at 130 flat. That's a quick lap.
It is a pretty quick lap. All of getting a little bit scrambly. Stracher is going to be having to touch. Leopard's going to be going down the inside.
Jordan's going to go for the switchback. Jordan's going for the switchback, a bit more of a sensible move, but Leopard's going a bit angry.
He's made the move. Oh, what a beautiful move. Oh, he's
been
forced again.
What?
He's been tapped again.
That is not on Stracher. That is absolutely not on. Double dive bomb, absolutely pushing both the cars out of the way. Leopard is just done with it. He is done with everything that's happening in his race. He tries to switch back. And
he's made the move around the outside. Finally got it.
He made the move around the inside of Jordan Gibbs, but Gibbs was also... Stracher was kind of pushed off the circuit by Jordan, and Stracher pushed Jordan back onto the circuit, so Leopard was just like, thank you boys, I'll just take this big empty room over here and take the place. Jordan is down 1 position, Stracher's down 1 position, and Leopard's up 2. Oh god. Stracher really wants that position back, and Leopard as much as he can. Stracher is right behind him. We're going into the final lap. This is a battle for 4th. The podium positions are all but settled.
He's going to make a
Stracher looking for an absolute dive bomb. Leopard's
he's going to be going for a switchback.
Back here. But Leopard's on the inside of the backup.
And he's going to be making the move. All Stracher's been tapped. And they collided.
Cheeky bit of contact. Stracher just barely grazed the gravel. Oh, jeez. Leopard's still through. He just got to defend this lap. I don't think Leopard even cares how he is. He needs to think about his championship campaign, and he needs that 4th position. He won't be happy with Stracher. Stracher's got a penalty anyway. He may even have more after this race, because that wasn't the strongest lap from Stracher, I've got to be honest.
Yes. And coming around the final corner, last lap, Sims has done pretty well, keeping his pace, keeping his gap, and he's coming around the final start-finish straight, and he's going to be winning the Bahrain Grand Prix and taking the lead of the Drivers' Championship. And
fantastic.
I'm moving on to Russia. and Pepsi's going to be coming along in P2. I am like,
He will be absolutely happy with that.
yeah.
He won't be. He'll be happy with second, but he would have wanted to won. He will think to himself that Rust has come across the third. Pepsi will think to himself that I should have stayed on that one stop. I should have stayed on that one stop. He'll be kicking himself, and he will fortunately remember that for Sunday's LCR race. So great.
Yes.
Leopard crosses the line in fourth. Stratcho just down the road. I think he gave up. He's done in fifth place. Gibbs will cross to sixth. He also had a penalty, so he doesn't actually get a position from Stratcho.
Scott P7, and talking about the drivers, who do you think we get driver of the day? I think Leopard was all the lucky and bad luck he got, and he just, you know, it's like
Leopard had a good run, but
decent
I
pace.
think you give it to Sims as well. I mean, okay, so you could say today's race was very easily puts Force India at the very top of the Constructors' Championship. Duh. They had a 1-2 in Australia, a 1-4 here. Sims makes a good case for the fact that he managed to change his strategy. He saw what was happening with Pepsi, so he pushed his super softs as far as they could and went on the mediums. So I'd probably give it to Sims personally.
yeah. Either Sims or Leopard, but the both Force Indians did really well for this race, and he'll be onto the podium. Sims absolutely excited, and I think he deserves. He deserves that win because he had great pace all race, and he kept his gap between Pepsi at the last bit. And Pepsi did pretty well as well. Starting on the soft.
Pepsi did good to recover from an alternate strategy to finish second. He'll be happy with his podium.
Alright.
Race. 3 rounds in TOR Split 1. 3 different winners. Can't get any closer than that.
Yes, I think it's going to be a 2012 season all over again. But anyway, we're going to be going through the grid now. First place Sims, second Pepsi, third Ruzzers, fourth Leopard, fifth Stratcho, sixth Jordan, seventh Scott, eighth Scarf, ninth Jigglypuff, 10th Get Trolled, 11th VRL Ringrose, 12th Vanderstark, 13th TOR Smith. And I'm pretty sure XRL Mansell also finished P14, but he wasn't racing.
But XR Mansell was disconnected, so that probably won't count. So that was an absolute stormer of a race. I have lost my voice.
Doing it, decent pace, or great pace, excuse me, all of the entire race, and you had some pretty decent luck through the start of the race when Leopard, well, you know what happens. He collided. He got heels in a collision. And what were your thoughts when your teammate was in a collision before not even hitting turn 1?
I honestly don't know what happened to him. Did he collide with someone else? Or me? I don't know.
From what we saw on the start, Leopard went way off into the grass and he lost a bunch of positions from it. So pretty much, you managed to shoot right off the lead in the start. So yeah, that's round about what happened to him.
Yeah, I was alongside him.
Went right back to the back.
He just went into the grass. I didn't hit him on my screen. I'm not sure if it was lag or something like that. But
no, I don't know. It was
I knew once I was in the lead, I had a good chance of winning. I just needed to get to lap 10 and then change tyres. So the one stop was quite easy from there.
Yeah, perfect. Well, that's what I wanted to ask, because we were sitting in the box and we were summarising because we saw Pepsi started on the softs, you started on the supers. So we were wondering if it'd be interesting that Pepsi would do a one-stop and you would do a two-stop. But in the end, it was the other way around. You did a one-stop. Was a one-stop always on the cards, or was it a change of plan on the track?
I was always going to do the one-stop. I just knew if I get to lap 10, it's quite easy to finish the race.
Yeah,
perfect. One-stop.
It's a fantastic drive. I personally say you were my driver of the day purely because you absolutely pushed those super softs to the point where you were going quick, but also maintaining the tyre on it, and it really played out in your favour in the long run. So, great drive.
Yeah. Cheers.
Alright, now we're going to move on to Pepsi. P6 to P2. Do you feel proud of that?
My qualifying, yes, absolutely. I think I absolutely beasted my qualifying. I was surprised getting 5th in qualifying. Yep.
And what were your thoughts on the collision before turn 1? And what was your reaction?
Well, from my view, it just looked like Leopard lost the car on the start. I didn't see anyone hit him. I generally just thought that he lost the car. But going into turn 1, I think it was me and Rodsters side by side. And I got him, so going from 5th to 2nd on the soft tyres was a really good start for me. Yep.
Yeah. Well, because I remember I was watching qualifying and I was like, Pep's on a really good lap here. And when you crossed the line, I was surprised you were 5th. But that was because I realised, oh, you're on softs because you had a really good lap. It's a scary lap, if I'm honest. But
Yeah, it felt
really
really
good
good.
lap.
Really good.
You absolutely nailed it. I saw when you went through 9 and 10, you nailed both the apexes out. That was wonderful.
Yeah. Cheers.
Similar question to what I asked Smith. Was it always a 2-stop for you? Because I figured that softs to medium would probably
No.
the most preferable.
No, so actually, I wanted to do the 1-stop, but I had to react to Rodsters and I had to react to Stratjo behind me, so it changed to a 2-stop. I knew Sims was too quick for me today, so I couldn't concentrate on him. I had to concentrate on the people behind, so that's why I 2-stopped in the end.
Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely fair. Yeah, because I figured that obviously I know you wouldn't have gone to an alternate tyre strategy if you weren't planning an alternate tyre strategy.
Yeah,
so,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it obviously shows your credit to a driver and how you were able to react, but ultimately, in the end of it, we actually have a 2 drivers' championship leader, don't we? With Sims taking over the lead. So
yeah, it's very interesting. Everyone, I think, at the start of the season thought it would be the other Force India driver, but Sims this year has really stepped up his game. I'm really impressed with him.
Yeah.
So Sims, keep going, bud.
Now, finally on P3, Rodsters, and he had some pretty great pace over the start, and then it dropped over the end of the race. Rodsters, was your pace dropping because of your tyre wear, or were you trying to conserve your fuel and tyres?
I tried to push as hard as I possibly could throughout that whole race, and I think just on the softs at the end, I just didn't have the pace compared to Pepsi especially, and just as they went really, I felt I was a lot quicker in the second stint than I was on the last stint. But yeah.
what strategy did you super softs?
Yeah.
Or super soft? Yeah. See, that's interesting because a lot of 2-stops tend to be super soft. I think Scott W did a soft super. So ultimately, really, you could have got second. Like, in my opinion, I don't want to be the kind of guy who's like, oh, you did this wrong. But if you kind of were a bit more confident on the supers, I reckon you probably could have nicked second from Pepsi. It was definitely very close between you two today because Pepsi had to make the move after the final pit stop. But you were definitely there. It wasn't anything to do with like it wasn't a fluke or anything. You definitely absolutely had the pace. It was just a couple of things bring it all together, and you actually have a fantastic race pace overall.
Yeah, I agree. I think I did try and extend that second stint to get on the super softs, but I thought if I had pit a bit earlier, get on the softs, I thought maybe Pepsi's tyres might go towards the end, but I think in the end...
You gained places through your undercuts as well, because I noticed you were one of the first people to pit, and that really played out in your favour, because I think you might have been 4th when you pit, and you ended up 3rd, so...
Yeah, I think third's probably the best I could have got out today, but good race all around. I think.
With how competitive this grid is, because like we said, 3 different winners in 3 different races, like the podium is nothing to sniff at. So congratulations, good drive.
Thank you very much.
Alright, before we end off this Bahrain Grand Prix, we're going to be having a chat with Leopard and see what happened. So,
I guess I need to include my audio.
yes.
Yes, sir.
So, Leopard. Bad luck for all those 3 incidents or 2 that happened throughout the race. What happened at the start of the race? Because I didn't get a full good angle on it. Did you lose it, or did someone tap into you?
Yeah, I just trying to got too eager and was just trying to get as good a start as possible and see if I can keep up with Sims and maybe charge him again his turn alongside you. He's going to jump me off the lines for how bad my starts were. And in doing so, I just lost the back end and lucky to escape with no damage, which surprised me.
You had a massive eventful race. Like, I mean, I think the amount of times I screamed your name tonight, the neighbours were very questionable about what I'm doing with my life. But pretty much, you had a really eventful race. There was a lot of overtakes. You had a lot of pace going with you. What I want to address is the final laps battles you had with Stracho. Because,
Oh gosh, don't get me
you
started.
kind of had a bit more of an aggressive side from you tonight, and I actually quite enjoyed watching it because, from my perspective, for some reason Stracho kept ghosting, so I was thinking, oh, and then he spun you on turn 1. Do you think you just kind of like, from everything that happened in the race, from you dropping back to the start and you battling everybody else, and with how many laps there were to go, did you feel like you just had to be past Stracho as soon as possible? You just had to get past him right away?
Yep, I had to. Regarding it at turn 1, yes, I did come across him a bit on the break, but he still should not. I mean, it's my personal opinion, but I feel he just should not even be attempting a move from that far back.
Mm. There were a couple.
Stracho Bamley.
There were a couple like itchy bits, like turn 8 when you were in the turn 8 hairpin before the so-called death corner. Jordan Gibbs got in on the battle because like you two were battling so much that he was able to catch up, and he went 3 wide a couple of times. But then it got to the point where everybody was kind of pushy. Like Gibbs was on your outside, you were coming up the inside, and then Stracho kind of pushed you guys out, and then they kind of pushed each other out going into the next corner. So it's kind of a bit pushy and really aggressive driving. Everybody absolutely wanted the positions. Would you say you're happy with the battle, or would you say it's a bit too dirty for your liking?
Both.
Both. It's a good battle, but a bit aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regarding that incident, well, I have absolutely no clue what happened. I was ahead of them and I look back and I just see them just almost they make contact and then start drifting and then I'm hit and then they're off track next one, then I get a good access.
Yeah.
It was odd, to be honest.
Yeah. Fair enough, dude. Absolutely amazing drive today, though. It was a pleasure to watch.
Alright.
At least I got something right.
Alright, that leads to the end of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Hope you guys enjoyed. So, next race is going to be Russian Grand Prix. So stay tuned for that. Next week, 7 PM, 9 PM, excuse me. I get mixed up. 9 PM, split 1.